The capital, Tripoli. Tripoli has been so much quieter in the last night than the previous days. Streets were nearly empty, a combination of fear and bad weather. And Ali Twil has this from inside Libya. Zawiya is under attack, Misrata is under attack right now, and you heard that very dramatically just earlier. Now, we've been hearing reports the city of Derna is also no longer under government control. This video posted to the web claims to show a group of women. They're holding the so-called liberation flag, protesting in the yard of an old mosque. They're chanting anti-Gaddafi slogans. Another way people are getting their voices heard outside the country is calling into the website Feb17 Voices. This lets them record an audio message, which is then put up on the web. Here's one of them.
The day we left, we had killings, rioting in the streets. I don't know if this was true, but what we heard from people as in reference that some houses, women got raped by them. And so we had to leave that location. Things have been quiet after his speech. Thousands of people left in fear, even if you're anti-government. They went into the streets and they were very scared. They raised up the green flag and started chanting, "Yeah, we want Gaddafi, we want Gaddafi." He announced that with a text message that the schools have been back in order. Everyone should start working. Everyone should go back to their ordinary lives. We heard from terrorists in Benghazi. They said there is supposed to be a march of dozens of people coming towards our way.
And of course, internet access in Libya has been severely restricted over the last few days, but an increasing amount of information is coming online via third parties. This first video was sent to us from a viewer in the Netherlands. Now, he claims it's from a friend in Libya. It was apparently filmed on Monday around 6 p.m. local time in the Nuflin area of Tripoli. Shots can be heard, and men in uniform are seen firing their guns. The man who filmed this says they are police officers, but it's unclear who they're shooting at. Now, the military and paramilitary forces appear to have given up on the clampdown on protesters in some areas of Libya. Pictures are emerging of the aftermath of that recent fighting. This video posted to the web is claimed to have been filmed at Benghazi airport. The unidentified men in the clip say it shows an armoured personnel carrier used by what they say were foreign mercenaries. They claim the fighters were drinking alcohol and using drugs. The pictures appear to show ammunition and military uniforms and countless spent shells. You can keep up to date with the latest, including our live blog, which is updated throughout the day. The address, as ever, AlJazeera.net/English. There's new video, opinion and analysis from both inside and outside of Libya. Plenty more to come. Keep up to date on our website.
Just after 1400 GMT, it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon in Tripoli, Libya's capital. And you're watching Al Jazeera's extended coverage of the uprising in Libya. Hello from me, David Foster. I'm going to remind you of the latest developments there. Reports of gun battles in the streets of Zawiya. That's a town 50 kilometers west of Tripoli. And these are the pictures we've got. On one side, forces loyal to the Libyan leader, Muammar Gaddafi. On the other, anti-government protesters. Now, we had heard that Gaddafi was expected to make a public address there, according to state television. Well, meanwhile, a series of major defections continue to undermine Gaddafi's authority. General Suleiman Mahmoud al-Obeidi has turned his back on his former leader. His cousin seen here is Ahmed Khadaf al-Dam, one of his inner circle, and he's defected to Cairo, now said to be on his way to Syria. People in the eastern city of Benghazi say they've captured and jailed so-called mercenaries who've been operating in that city, and they say they've set up a number of committees to help run the city in the future. Now, the coastal town of Misrata, that is in the west of Libya, pro-Gaddafi forces have reportedly clashed with anti-government protesters. The town's around about 120 kilometers east of the capital. It's now under heavy security. And we've been hearing from the Gaddafi regime its version of events through Libyan state media. Lawrence Lee has this report.
As it tries to fight back, the Gaddafi regime is doing what it can to intimidate the opposition and stand its corner in the court of international opinion. These men, say Libyan state TV, tried to overthrow the government. To help the assertion, they also showed weapons allegedly seized from an Algerian national who, they said, had the aim of assassinating officials. The authorities say these are Egyptian passports which they seized, along with electronic instructions on how to commit sabotage. Inevitably, the alleged perpetrators are also interviewed, along with their confessions. Their future looks extremely bleak. And then there's the message from authority: give back the weapons and we won't harm you.
We are calling on anyone who took weapons must return them to the popular social committees in their areas. No legal action will be taken against those who return the weapons and regret taking them.
Libyan TV also aired an appearance from Gaddafi's son Saif, who once again blamed the media. He promised a sort of transparency entirely unavailable so far.
We have to understand that the conspiracy against us is not coming from Libyans. It is coming from our Arab brothers. They have used their media to spread lies and deception. Tomorrow, all media is coming and they will film everything. There is also an investigation committee, which includes foreigners. You will discover that we were deceived. You will find that this was the biggest lie to Libyans in our history.
It's hardly surprising the government wants protesters to give their weapons back. These images from Misrata in the west, said to be the scene of new fighting after falling to the opposition, suggest the uprising has as many heavy weapons as the army. So it's understandable that foreigners who don't want to take sides in any of this are hugely relieved to be getting out, and the massive exodus goes on.
There's massacres everywhere, Benghazi and Tripoli everywhere, and I'm very, very grateful to my government, the British government, to assist me to get me out of the disasters there.
Even the Israeli government, which never allows access to Gaza from the Mediterranean, has given permission for 300 Palestinians to return.
The request was made because there is a concern for their safety and their very lives. And for humanitarian reasons, I decided to respond positively to this request.
Some of the tribes who've turned away from Gaddafi have been gathering in Al-Baida, the meeting attended by leaders from across the east of the country. They called for international intervention, perhaps from the United Nations. No sign yet. So inside Libya, the story is different from place to place. Some towns celebrate what they say is liberation. Some, like AlJazeera in the northwest, only 40 kilometers away from Tripoli, are experiencing heavy fighting, suggesting it's all moving closer to the capital. Tripoli itself, the key to all of this, remains in lockdown to protect Gaddafi. There's reportedly a major anti-Gaddafi demonstration in Tripoli for Friday. No wonder foreigners want to get out. Lawrence Lee, Al Jazeera.
Another point of interest, Libya's justice minister resigned on the 21st of February. Now he's been talking at a tribal elders meeting in the city of Al-Baida, rejecting any form of negotiation with the Gaddafi government in Tripoli.
The local authorities in Tripoli offered us a delegation made of senior officials in the eastern provinces. But we don't accept any negotiation until Gaddafi and his sons leave. Such delegation will not have the ability to achieve what we are asking for.